I'm spending more at the grocery store, and it's not necessarily that I'm buying more, says a retiree from Tennessee. Right now, food is on sale, even though the prices are higher than what we've been used to for the last generation. Food is on sale because the prices that you're going to see tomorrow, they're not going to be the prices that you see today. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, food prices in general will be going up in 2022. Not only food prices, but the price of everything. Remember that when fuel, any kind of fuel is scarce or is highly priced, it affects everything. Not only that, but when the cost of labor goes up, it affects everything. So we are going into a time when not only are we going to be producing less food as a world, but where fuel, especially fossil fuels, which is needed in order to grow foods, is being attacked from every side. When the price of labor is going up because people are refusing to work for what companies are offering, so companies have no choice but to offer higher wages. Why do they have to offer higher wages, ladies and gentlemen? I'll go back to what I always say. Because governments can only steal your labor. They steal your labor by printing money out of thin air, which steals the wealth that you've earned through your labor. Right? When that happens, the price of things go up. Why do the price of things go up? Because your money becomes worth less. So people demand more pay because they need it just to survive. So it's kind of like a snake that is eating itself. A snake that is eating its tail. It's never ending. People will continue to ask for more money because the government continues to print more money, making the money that they earn worth less, making their labor worth less. And because they are getting paid more money, things have to go up in price. And it just continues to repeat itself. Right? Wash, rinse, repeat is the phrase that I hear used often. So here it says, from soup to nuts, here are the food items that will cost more in 2022. Food items from soup to nuts are expected to get more expensive from 2022. And when they say from soup to nuts, I think they mean everything. I think that's what they're trying to say. It's everything. As manufacturers target higher prices and consumers face increasing costs at grocery stores, multiple sources reported. Food prices nationwide are projected to increase around 5% in the first half of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, we can only wish and hope that it's 5%. But let me tell you this, it's going to be a lot more than 5%. Okay? Trust me when I say this, it's going to be a lot more than 5%. I've often said in the past that I'm not a financial advisor, but the best stock that you can invest in is a well-stocked pantry, a deep larder. Food that you have put away that will last you a year or more. Because I'll tell you what, from my pantry, I am eating foods that I put away a year or two ago at a year or two ago prices. Alright, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, things are getting more expensive and you still have to fill in the gaps. But if you already have a full pantry, you can afford the time that it takes for you to wait and see if they have a sale on something. Right? So for example, if I see that I'm down a couple of tubs of peanut butter from my 1-year supply of peanut butter, I can wait and see if it'll go on sale before I fill in that gap. And even though today's sale prices are last year's regular prices, it's still less than what you would normally pay at regular price. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so stock up the pantry. There's nothing immune from price increases. It says here that Mondelez International announced it would increase prices for its cookies, candy, and other snacks by 6 to 7% in the U.S. starting in January. Now, many people will be like, well, we don't need cookies, we don't need candies. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that. The reason why they are increasing those prices is because the base ingredients that they use in those things, like flour, wheat, sugar, all of those things are going up. So if the base ingredients that they're using to make cookies, let's say, is going up, how many other things that we use in everyday life takes flour, takes sugar, takes butter, or lard, things like that? Kraft Heinz announced an average 5% increase in some of their products. Average 5% increase in some of their products, ladies and gentlemen, to include Grey Poupon, Jello, things like that. And what I love about these articles is how they omit the things that really matter to us. Because when you're reading this right now, ladies and gentlemen, you're like, okay, so the prices of cookies and snacks are going to go up. I don't care about that. Oh, the price of Jello and Grey Poupon mustard is going to go up. I don't use Grey Poupon mustard. I'm not that classy. I don't care about that. But what they're not telling you is what's really going to go up in price, ladies and gentlemen, are those things that we need to live, are those basic staples that we need. Get them now. Get them now before they continue to go up. That way you can get more for the same amount of money. It's like I like to say, whenever silver, for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I like silver. It's a good way, in my opinion, to preserve your wealth and to preserve your purchasing power. Whenever silver gets smacked down, right, I'm happy. Not because it got smacked down in accordance to what I have. I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, man, if silver gets smacked down, I'm going to buy more of it because it's on sale. Ladies and gentlemen, same thing with food right now. Right now, food is on sale. Even though the prices are higher than what we've been used to for the last generation, food is on sale because the prices that you're going to see tomorrow, they're not going to be the prices that you see today. So what I would recommend is that you stock up. And I know I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it again because it is the truth. It says here that peanut prices averaged 25.8 cents per pound for the week ending December 18, surging almost 1 penny per pound from the previous week. Coffee prices surged to a 10-year high earlier in December, with experts projecting high costs lasting well into 2023. The Consumer Price Index increased to its highest level in 40 years this November, with the Food at Home Index surging 6.5% on a year-over-year basis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, whatever they tell you, multiply it times 4 or 5. Right? If they're telling you that the cost of things are going to be going up by 6% or that they've gone up by 6%, more than likely they've gone up by 30%. Right? Because we live in a credit-based economy. Everyone that does a business most than likely does it on credit. I can't say everyone, but most does. And I went ahead through this example a while back on a video that I did. But just think about it this way. If something is going up, let's say 10% across the board, right? If you start from the farmer to your table, that 10% rise in that commodity that farmer is planting is going to turn into a 20, 30, 40% rise for you at the table. Why? Because that farmer has to borrow money to plant his field. That farmer has to borrow money to put fuel in their tractor. The truckers have to borrow money to transport the food from one place to another. Why? Because more than likely they have a mortgage on their trailer. More than likely they have a credit card that they put their fuel on. The manufacturers that actually make the product from raw to an actual product, let's say from flour to bread, they have to borrow money to pay their light bill. They have to borrow money to pay their people. All right, because when they sell something, let's say that a manufacturer sells a load of bread to Costco. Costco doesn't pay them as soon as they send them that load of bread. There's like a 60 to 90 day lead time. So manufacturers and producers, they live on credit. So the more stops that there are in the chain of a food product or any product, from its birth to your table or to the final customer, the more that is going to cost above and beyond what the inflation may be. I hope that makes sense. All right, so putting it simply, since we live in a credit-based economy, every step of the lifespan of that product, more interest is going to be tacked on to the initial inflation rate. All right, so by the time you get it, you're going to be paying a lot more than what the inflation rate says it is. The Consumer Price Index increased to its highest level in almost 40 years in November, with the Food at Home Index surging 6.5% on a year-over-year basis. The Meat, Poultry, Fish, and Eggs Index surged 12.8%, according to U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Price increases are expected to range from 2 to 20% for goods at supermarkets, including produce and packaged goods. Potatoes, celery, and other vegetables will be more expensive due to higher freight and shipping costs, according to the Wall Street Journal. Ladies and gentlemen, the ball is in your hands. It is up to you to decide whether you want to prepare for what's coming or whether you want to pay the prices that they are going to be charging tomorrow. Things are going to start to get real in 2022. And you need to start preparing for it yesterday. I'm not saying that time has run out, but eventually time will run out. I said on a video a while back, not that long ago, that when you hear the words, and now hear this, when you hear the words price controls in the mainstream media, when you hear the words that the government is thinking about putting price controls on things, that is your very last chance. That is going to be your very last chance to stock up. Because once they start implementing price controls, and I don't see how they don't. I don't see how the government will not implement price controls. Because they have dug themselves into a ditch that they cannot climb out of. They cannot stop printing. The Federal Reserve is not going to taper. Only because they're not buying as much doesn't mean they're tapering. Tapering means that they're selling off the assets on their balance sheet. And now they're changing the definition to tapering by saying that they're not going to buy as much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big club and you and I ain't in it. Listen to yourself. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that prices are going to stay low or go even higher? And when I say stay low, it's because they are low right now. Compared to a year from now, they are low right now. Around this time this year, no, about January of 2021, so almost a year ago, I went on record saying that I thought that food prices were going to go up to about 50% of what they were in the beginning of this year. And ladies and gentlemen, if you take a look at all of your staples, I would argue that most of them are up at least 50%. I mean, I can tell you a few things right off the top of my head that I know are up at least 50%. I have to do a Costco video pretty soon because I went to Costco a couple of days ago. Oh my goodness. I was shocked at some of the prices that I was seeing there. I was like, wow, these are like noticeable prices. I actually met one of our community members there, Justin. All right, so how you doing, Justin? But I told Justin while I was there, I was like, man, I can tell the prices are going up in a lot of these things. And ladies and gentlemen, it's just going to be worse next year. So I hope that you're preparing. Other than that, thank you very much for being here. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place. And you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out. Ladies and gentlemen, every time that Becky or Eric at Nutrient Survival tell me that they have a lot of return customers, it is not a surprise to me. Because I know firsthand that this is the most nutrient-dense survival food in the market. And it tastes great. Many people tell me that this food is too expensive, but compared to what? I have not been able to find another long-term survival food in the market that comes close to matching what Nutrient Survival offers in terms of nutrition. I would say that it's hard to find any food nowadays that are packed with as many nutrients that your body needs and can easily absorb, and that is why I am such a big supporter and advocate of this product. Sure, you can buy cheap calories with almost zero nutrients, or you can buy what I like to call the Cadillac of survival food, which is this. Nutrient Survival is currently offering this AP Essentials Kit until the end of this year for about $141 after you use the AP code at checkout. And ladies and gentlemen, I would never promote this food unless I thought it was the best. So feed your freedom with Nutrient Survival.